Happy Monday. Welcome into another edition of 3-Point Stands presented by Mountain Dew. Meghan, Triplett, John Rosier here with you to talk about everything that happened from the weekend. And we start with the Grizzlies. They started this 7-game road trip, and we've taken on 2 teams, Rosier. Chicago Bulls on Friday, W. Bucks, W. What's your stance on how this Grizzlies team played over the weekend and how they have started off this road trip?
Well, obviously, it's been great. You start off 2-0 on a 7-game road trip. That's great. You played a shorthanded Bulls team, obviously, on Friday night. And then Saturday night, obviously, the most impressive to go into Milwaukee. And basically, the Grizzlies dominated beginning to end of that game. The Grizzlies controlled the entire game, which is incredibly impressive because the Bucks have essentially they have the best player on the court. 99% of the time that they go out there with Giannis Antetokounmpo. And the Grizzlies just dominated that game beginning to end. The Grizzlies the only team in the NBA to be undefeated at Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee. The Grizzlies now 2-0 in that arena. To me, it's everything has been the supporting cast. You've been down DeAnthony Melton. You've been down Justice Winslow for anyways. You've been down Brandon Clark. You've had guys in and out of the lineup. They're going to be without Valanciunas tonight. Jaren Jackson Jr. upgraded to doubtful. That means it's coming soon. Tripp is coming soon. Dylan Brooks also questionable for tonight. So you've had guys in and out of the lineup, and it just goes to show the depth and the quality of players and talent that Zach Kleiman and this front office, Tayshaun Prince, that they have put together where it really is like next man up. Grayson Allen, you can't, him and Desmond Bain Saturday night, just absolutely unbelievable. And so credit goes to the front office for putting together, and especially with this kind of season, the way it is. You have so many games lumped together in a short period of time. Having that depth has really, really come in handy for the Grizzlies. And I think Ja's also like saving energy too. I don't think Ja is playing as well as he can. He's kind of but he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to go score 25 to 30 when other guys are making shots. And like he said, he's a pass first point guard. But I think as we start getting ramped up towards the playoffs and the play-in, which we're getting there, it's pretty soon. We're about a month or so away. I think you're going to see another level come out of him too.
Yeah, and I think I don't think it's like not playing well. Ja's being Ja.
Ja's playing well. You know what I'm saying? And star players, big time players do this. They have points in the season where they kind of, you have to learn how to pace yourself a little bit throughout the course of an NBA regular season. Know when you need to go full speed, know when you can dial it back a little bit. And and I think, credit to his teammates, they're stepping up and they're making it easy on him. So Ja doesn't have to shoulder so much of the load, especially scoring.
Yeah, I think when you talk about the depth of this team and even John Morant finding guys to get open and then, his jumpers are there. And when a team member, teammate has the hot hand, they're making sure that player gets, the ball. Grayson Allen has talked about that. Dylan Brooks did too. When it's like when someone's got it, it's like let's find a way to get them open and get them that ball. Grayson Allen had 7 threes in that win against the Bucks. And for this group, it's been the depth. It's been the bench. That was missing the first time we played the Bucks back in February. The bench stepped up. Desmond Bain, Xavier Tillman, Killian Tilly. These guys are getting more minutes. John Conchar, and they are producing and they are helping and lead that way to Tyus Jones. I think what we've seen is that this group kind of come together, make the adjustments that they need, and they stick to the stats and the numbers that they're great at. Points in the paint, and the threes are falling. I mean, the month of April, this is just a month where we're just making it rain from the 3-point line, and that's been exciting to see. Averaging over 14 threes a game. You hope that this continues on this road trip because it gets tougher. That Bucks game, you thought, okay, they have Giannis, he's back there. Pretty healthy team. Their bench is great too, but they were able to step up to the plate defensively. They're able to score up points off turnovers, and now you're definitely gonna need that against this Denver Nuggets team. And so it makes me excited. I know the injury report for tonight there's a lot of names listed as questionable, but as you mentioned, Jaren Jackson Jr. There's progression. We are getting there. We're gonna see Jaren Jackson Jr. take the court here very soon. Let's move now into the MVP conversation because that has been something that the NBA world and NBA Twitter has talked about as well. There's a lot of players that you can list out there to be the MVP race. Steph Curry's name has been out there after he made 42 threes in a matter of 5 games. His numbers have been
that is so ridiculous.
Is it not crazy? But what do you think? Your stance on who that MVP could go to if we were to name it today?
I think it very well might be the guy you're seeing tonight, Nikola Jokic, but that's not who I would go with. To me, Chris Paul's the MVP of the NBA this season. That franchise has been absolute trash since Steve Nash left, the Phoenix Suns, with the exception of 1 year. I think it was that first year under Jeff Hornacek when they had Eric Bledsoe, Isaiah Thomas, and Goran Dragic. They had the Morris twins. They were a competitive team, and they got the 9 seed, and they actually won like 48, 49 games. But you had to have 50 to get into the playoffs in the West. And I think the Grizzlies got in as the 7 or the 8. No, we got in as the 7. I think Dallas got in as the 8 that year. That franchise has been total garbage, complete garbage since Steve Nash was gone, outside of that one season that they won 48, 49 games. Chris Paul has come in there, and they are the 2 seed, sitting 1.5 games back of the 1 seed in the Western Conference. You can say coaching, you can say whatever you want. All I know, whatever organization Chris Paul goes to, out of all the ones he plays for, they freaking win every time. Chris Paul is not on bad teams ever. He makes every team he is on better. And this is a guy who got on Jimmy Kimmel celebrity mean tweets with a mean tweet about Chris Paul when the Clippers and Grizzlies had their rivalry. So this means something coming from me. Chris Paul's the MVP of the NBA.
I didn't know you got your mean tweet on Jimmy Kimmel, Red. Okay, I need to see this
back
moment.
in like the 2014 NBA Finals. Yeah, it was before Game 2 of the Heat Spurs series.
But what did you tweet at Chris Paul?
I hate Chris Paul with every bit of my blood, every hair on my head. I hate him. I really do. And Chris Paul read it and said, "Sounds like someone needs a hug."
At this very moment right now, and now you're giving Chris Paul the MVP. This is a very circle.
Chris Paul is the MVP.
All right, I'm not knocking that choice, but I'm going to go with Joel Embiid because, I mean, look, there's a lot of guys who are doing some great things, but what Joel Embiid is doing for the Sixers team, he's averaging over 30 points per game, over 11 rebounds per game. What he brings to the Sixers group, I mean, I do think Jonas Valanciunas is like my top big, but Joel Embiid, he has taken his game. We talk about, trust the process. It has been a process for him in his career. And these last couple of seasons, particularly now, with what he's been able to do with this Sixers team and this Doc Rivers coaching staff, he has become Joel Embiid that we all knew he could be, and his talent. And that's a player that anyone that walks up to the Sixers, you're thinking, how are we going to stop Joel Embiid? Because he is just lethal. And I do think that, hopefully he stays fully healthy, because I think this could be the year that he could be the MVP. Steph Curry, I just want to give him respect for what he's doing.
Shout out to Steph Curry.
Like that, it's ridiculous watching him play right now. And it's fun and exciting to see. The numbers are ridiculous. Yeah. But Joel Embiid is my MVP for right now, if we were to name it today.
No, that's he was thought to be the favorite before his injury. Mm-hmm. I do think it's probably going to be him or Jokic. But Chris Paul is not being mentioned enough. He is not being mentioned enough. And I don't care that the Suns went 8-0 in the freaking bubble. Like they couldn't have women around. So that's why they went 8-0. Now they're actually out and about on the road and everything. So it's totally different. And you just look over the track. Look at Chris Paul's track record of everything. That Oklahoma City team last year, again, was thought was going to be horrible. Yeah. Boom, gets them, the 5 seed? Yeah. Every team he's on is good. Chris Paul's the MVP.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a lot of great guys that we can sit here and list the name. All I know is that this makes this last couple of weeks of the season that more interesting and that more fun, and I cannot wait to see how it all plays out. The Grizzlies do play tonight. You talk about Nikola. We're going to play him tonight, so we'll see how we take him on tonight, coming up at 8 p.m. on Valley Sports Southeast. That'll do it for this edition of 3 Point Stance. Oh, it's been one more stance. I forgot.
Yeah, you said Lizzo DM Chris Evans.
Yes, Lizzo slid into a DM, and now we're running out of time. But I just want you to know that this made me have a moment to think about celebrity trying to shoot their shot in a DM. I love it.
Well, hey, Lizzo, I'll give you Vince McMahon's theme song. No chance. That's what you got.
Hey, hold up. Wait a minute. Go look at our TikTok. He responded and said, hey, we've all been there. We've all done it. Got a little drunk, slid into a DM. maybe this could be blossoming of something. Who knows? But the fact that I know you slid in someone's DM before, I'm gonna end on that. But Roser's done it. That'll do it for this edition of 3 Point Stands presented by Mountain Dew.